All right, so OpenAI, right. They're back at it, making big moves in the AI world. We've got articles here from, let me see, TechScene and Neowin, both talking about this new thing. OpenAI is calling them O1 models, and apparently they're a pretty big deal.
Yeah, these O1 models are something else. We're not just talking about your average AI here. These were designed to really tackle the kind of stuff that usually takes some serious brain power.
So no more just writing poems and, what, creating cool images?
No, this is think advanced science, high-level coding, even get this, math problems that make your head spin.
Okay, so, how good are we talking here? Give us an idea. How smart are these O1 models?
Well, Neowin mentioned they're scoring in the 89th percentile on coding challenges. That's better than most human programmers.
Yeah.
And they even took a crack at a U.S. Math Olympiad qualifier ranked in the top 500 student scores.
Whoa, hold on. We're not talking about just writing a catchy ad jingle anymore. This is, serious problem solving, the kind of stuff that has real-world implications.
Exactly. It's like imagine AI partnering with scientists, doing groundbreaking research or
Right.
developing these crazy complex algorithms that could, I don't know, optimize traffic flow in a city or maybe even predict diseases earlier.
Okay, so we get it. These O1 models are like the brainiacs of the AI world. But what does that actually mean? Like, for developers, for example, TechScene had a whole breakdown of these API limit increases. Can you explain that in, normal people terms?
Sure, think of it like this. OpenAI built this incredibly powerful AI engine. These API limits are kind of controlling how much fuel goes to that engine, right? So by increasing the limits, they're basically saying, all right, developers, you can build even more powerful stuff now because, well, you've got more horsepower.
So, more fuel, more power, more possibilities. But it's not just for the developers, is it? I think Neowin mentioned something about ChatGPT Plus and Teams users getting something out of this too, right?
Right. They also increased the message limits for ChatGPT Plus and Teams. So now, regular people, everyday users, can have these longer, more complex conversations with the AI. It's almost as if OpenAI wants to give everyone a little taste of what these one models can do.
So they're making it easier to use this powerful new AI. Makes you wonder, what's the strategy here? What's the long game for OpenAI with this whole thing?
It's a good question. Are they just, testing the waters before they do a wider release? Maybe they're trying to get a bunch of user data so they can train the models even better. It definitely seems like OpenAI is thinking strategically here, really carefully, considering how they want to develop and, release these advanced systems into the wild.
It's like they're setting the stage for something big, but they're not quite ready to show all their cards yet.
And here's where things get really interesting.
Yeah.
Neowin pointed out that these O1 models, they're not meant to replace GPT-4. Not yet, anyway.
So it's not like a simple upgrade then, like they're not just swapping out the old model for a newer one.
Right, exactly. It's more like they're adding another tool to their arsenal, each one with its own strengths, its own purpose.
So instead of one AI to rule them all, we're moving toward specialized AI. Different models fine-tuned for very specific tasks.
Yeah, that's the idea. You could have one model that's amazing at, I don't know, complex scientific research, and another one that excels at those high-level coding challenges we're talking about.
Okay, so specialized AI for specialized jobs. But what does that mean for the average person? Someone who's not a scientist or a coder. Why should they care about any of this?
That's a really good question. And the answer is it's bigger than just, specific jobs. Think about it. If AI can help scientists make breakthroughs faster, well, that impacts all of us, right?
Right. New discoveries, new technologies, it all trickles down, changes how we live our lives.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And don't forget about those API limit increases we talked about. Those become even more interesting with this whole specialization thing.
Because OpenAI has more control over how these specialized AIs are used, who gets access to them.
Right. It's like they're saying, look, we're giving you the keys to a really powerful engine here, but we're going to be careful about who we hand those keys to.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
I mean, we are talking about some seriously powerful AI here, but, OpenAI, they're always thinking ahead. What do you think this means for the future of, the whole field of AI development? Where do we go from here?
It's kind of wild, right? We're watching this whole new era of AI unfold, right in front of us.
It really is something. And the way OpenAI is handling it is fascinating, It's not just about, throwing this new tech out there and seeing what happens. They're being really deliberate. Yeah, they're saying, we're building the future, one careful step at a time. No rushing into anything.
Exactly. They're controlling access, focusing on specific uses, and of course, gathering data all along the way. It's strategic. They're thinking long term about how to bring these advanced systems into our world, responsibly.
And it all comes back to that key difference with these O1 models. It's not just about mimicking anymore. It's about solving problems, real problem solving.
Absolutely. And those problem-solving skills, they're just going to keep getting better, more powerful.
Mm,
Who knows what we'll discover? New tech, new ways of understanding things.
right.
That's exciting.
So as we wrap up, what's the big takeaway for our listeners? What should they be watching for in the coming weeks, months, as this all develops?
I'd say pay attention to how these O1 models are actually being used,
Mhm.
who's using them, what they're accomplishing, because this isn't just a tech story.
It's a story about how AI is changing the rules of the game. What's even possible is changing.
Exactly. And we're just at the beginning.
Absolutely. A story we'll be following closely. So until next time, keep exploring, keep those questions coming, and keep diving deep into this amazing world of AI.